hearing all of the negatives about Lisianthus will scare you off sometimes. Like, who wants to be bothered with that? Back in the day, I used to have a red soil blocker. We used to soil block, and then we would take our soil blocks and we would place them on a wooden tray. Breathable fabric was used if the seed required darkness for germination. We're going to be starting some Lisianthus seeds, and we're going to be using soil blocks as our medium versus seed trays. I used to bring in tons of Lisianthus plugs, but I no longer do that since I started sowing my own Lisianthus seeds. Lisianthus can get a very bad name because it can be very tricky to get your Lisianthus seeds from seed to flower. And in order to do that, you need a few things in order to make the process just right. There's different requirements, such as you want to keep the soil evenly moist. You want to keep the temperature 60 to 70 degrees while your seed is germinating. Once your seed has emerged, you want to move it to a cool environment to prevent rosetting. What I have found helpful with my Lisianthus seeds is very simple. I start off with quality seed. I make sure I keep everything evenly moist while it's germinating. Not too wet, boggy, and soggy, literally evenly moist, which is why I found the soil blocks help out a lot. And then I'm patient with the process of this seed because, you guys, Lisianthus takes a long time to become a beautiful, delicate flower. But it's so worth it because Lisianthus lasts for so long in a vase, you guys. It is worth the process. And sometimes just hearing all of the negatives about Lisianthus will scare you off sometimes. Like, who wants to be bothered with that? But you guys, once I took the time out and actually researched Lisianthus years ago, I found out that it was definitely worth me babying this seed along to get a beautiful bloom. Now, I do have my soil blocks here. I went in last night. I put up my soil blocks. They're very beautiful. I like to call them my garden brownies, honey. And I have everything set up so we can get started. So for my seeds, I like to keep my seeds in these little cassettes. So we're going to hop right in and we are going to get our Lisianthus seeds out. And then one thing to remember, you guys, is that when you're planting any type of seed, whether it be Lisianthus, Iceland poppies, lavender, you name it, the back of the seed packet is going to be your best friend. And once you look at the information there, you can adapt that to the environment that you have available. So for example, I'm going to be growing my Lisianthus seed in the house. And then once it gets to the place where it germinates, you guys, because it can take about 14 days. Yes, 14 days for the seed to germinate. What I'm going to do is then I will move it to a cooler environment. So because I don't have the luxury of being able to control the temperature in different places, I know I can control the temperature during germination, okay? So we're going to go ahead, we're going to start looking through our seeds here. And real quick, before we get into that, the way that I store my seeds, I literally used to have my seeds like in just tubs. like buckets or whatever. And so one of my sons bought me this storage, like this cassette kit, right? I don't know what made them think about that before, like Christmas and birthdays and things like that. Mother's Day, they typically get me something that's garden related. So I really like my storage for my seeds now because it helps me stay organized. It helps me stay focused because can you imagine just looking through the different type of seed packages and everything, trying to make sure, okay, is it in this bucket? Is it in this bucket? Is it in that bucket? So now everything's organized. And so they started it off, and I literally just went and got a lot of more of these cassettes right here until I had everything where it was just organized. So it works out great. So let's go ahead, let's look through the seed packets here. And I admit, I definitely should have had, that's the only thing that I did not take out is my seed package. I have a whole package of them, and I think I put them, yep, here we go. All right, so we're gonna do a packet of Lisianthus seeds, you guys, and I am gonna get in close so you guys can see my soil blockers. Now, I have a small soil blocker, and I also have a stand-up soil blocker, and I also have a couple different sizes in the handheld. It just all depends on what I'm trying to grow along, and that gives me what size soil blocker I'm going to start with. Now, I do use trays to do seed starting. I use trays, I use the little pies, you name it. I'm not against using it for starting seeds because whatever makes the process go quicker. But because I'm starting Lisianthus seeds, and Lisianthus seeds are a little bit of a diva, a queen in the garden, I like to go ahead and just use soil blocking. And the one thing that I love about soil blocking, it can be tedious, but it saves so much space. So I have a total of 35 of these little bitty squares here. Very easy to make. Type of formula that I use for my soil blockers, I use the Fort V mix for my compost, you guys. I've been using it for years. That's actually the soil that I was introduced to with soil blocking. So instead of me trying to change things, there are several different recipes out there on the internet if you want to make your own custom. But for me, I like the Fort V mix, and it says soil blocking on the label. And if you don't want to make your own, just look at your soil bag. It will tell you if the soil is okay for soil blocking. So what I have for seed starting mix, we have our soil blocks, the seeds, of course. I have a little bit of water here. And then I also have a clear container, and what I like to do is I take a piece of a paper bag, I set that down here, and that is how I visualize my seeds. If my seeds are white in color, I'll use that. Use the clear with the paper bag up underneath if the seeds are white in color. Let's say if the seeds are black or brown or some color that's close to what I'm using here, I will go ahead and I will use this marble container that I have here as well. And then I also have some toothpicks, and I like to take the toothpick, stick it into water, and then I just go ahead and I plant it on my soil block. And because we are using Lisianthus, we are going to give this a light dusting. But remember that Lisianthus seed does need light to germinate. Here are our soil blocks that we have right here. And when you pick up your soil blocks, you pick the soil blocks up, that's what you're looking at, you guys. So here we have our container that we're going to use for our seeds here. going to get a toothpick out. And I just like to come in, get it wet, and then I like to pick up a seed. Very simple. We're going to place it in our first soil block here. Lisianthus, all of those are planted up. Now let me show you how we are going to water these in. So with soil blocking, I leave open a channel here, a little bit of space on the outside so I can go in and I can water each one of my soil blocks. So the only thing I'm doing now, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to move these out of the way. So with my soil blocks, I like to come in and I like to just water here on the side. Once you continue to water, your soil blocks are going to take that water up. And can you guys see how I do have a standing water in here? And that's absolutely fine because I want all of these blocks to take up this water that's in the bottom of here. So I let my soil blocks sit here for some time, and we do have just a small amount of water. So the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I am going to slightly pour the excess water off to where I get it down to the corner here. And then from there, what you can do is you can take a paper towel up, get the excess water off. This is going to ensure that you're not overwatering. It's going to ensure that your soil block has the right amount of moisture that it's going to need in order to make sure that you have good success. Now, back in the days, with our soil blocks, I like the fact that we use wooden trays because to me, I felt like the wooden tray, because it's porous, it kind of helped with the overwatering issue. Now, I use plastic trays, cafeteria trays, whatever type of tray I can get my hand on. I also will use a metal tray. That's neither here nor there. But once I water everything in, then I pour it off, okay? Now, you guys, my labeling system. I have a total of 35 blocks here. So 35, a grouping of 35 here, a grouping of 35 here. So I have a total of 70 soil blocks on this one tray. Now, what I like to do is when I have an individual variety that I am planting out, I will go in and I will use just a label sticker. I will write out what I need to write out. So once I write out what I need to write out, then I'll set it here on the tray. Now let's say if, for example, I had 35 of the Lisianthus, or I had 35 of, let's say, tomatoes, cabbage, whatever else I have on the side here, then what I will do is I will come in with some type of waterproof tape. You can use masking tape. You can use painter's tape. Whatever you use, go in with a garden marker and then you go ahead and you label it, and that way you know what soil blocks you're using here. So for example, if half of this was Lisianthus, half of this was lavender, half of this was tomatoes, half of this was cabbage, what I'm going to do is I am going to go in and I'm going to literally label this with arrows, so I know in my mind that, hey, these seedlings have germinated, and this is Lisianthus, this is tomatoes, this is cabbage, whatever have you. So that way they don't get mixed up, because I'm telling you, when you have seedlings emerging, they all look the same. That's what I do for my labeling, and I've had good success with that. And I know you guys have great success with, you know, the things that you're doing in your garden as well. I'm going to do another row of 35 here. So I am going to go through, I'm going to find my other Lisianthus seed, and this will be one variety of Lisianthus. And that way, when I label everything, it'll be just fine. So let's go ahead and let's label this now. I like to go in and I like to date my seeds January 1st, 2023. And it feels so weird saying that we are in 2023. This is how I'm spending my New Year's Day, and I'm absolutely 100% fine with that. I like to date, and that way I know, like, how long did this seed take? But for me, I know it's going to basically be the same length of time that it takes everybody else to typically germinate Lisianthus seed. I'm going to take this tray of Lisianthus. Once I get done planting up the other 35, I'm going to place them up underneath a heat mat. They will stay on the heat mat until the seedlings emerge. Once the seedlings emerge, I'm going to make sure that I keep them below 85 degrees, because anything over 85 degrees is going to stress your plant out and it's going to cause rosetting. So what you want to do from that point on is you want to grow this in a cool environment. And I have just the place already prepared for my Lisianthus seeds. I want to know, I love to hear from you guys. When you guys give me, you know, your feedback on how you feel about the video, when you have questions, trust me, you guys, I read all of my comments. We are a small YouTube channel over here on Garden Queen, so I have the luxury of going through all of the questions and I read them. And you guys, sometimes I can hear y'all just going off down there in the comments, honey, when y'all get to cutting up in them comments like, yes, honey, yes. So I want to know, drop down in the comment box. I love to hear from you guys. I want to know, are you growing seeds in your garden? Let's start with that, because that's the main question. Are you growing seeds? And then from there, I want to know, are you growing Lisianthus seeds? If you're not growing Lisianthus this year, would you like to try to grow Lisianthus in the future? And then I also want to know, have you grown Lisianthus in the past? If you've grown Lisianthus in the past, I would love to know, were you successful with your Lisianthus? Did you have any problems? And I also want to know, have you brought in Lisianthus plugs? And if not Lisianthus plugs, have you brought in any other type of plug in your garden? I would love to hear about it down in the comment section. I also want to know, have you guys soil blocked? I want to know, have you soil blocked? Make sure you guys drop down in the comment box, and you guys share this video. It helps us in the algorithm. When you guys share the video, the YouTube algorithm likes that, and they say, they're sharing this video must be good. So make sure to share this video, give this video a like, and also comment. Those three things help push this video out into the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm, and it gets our video out to more viewers, and it helps the channel grow. Any questions, drop down in the comment box. Let me know, you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm going to keep digging through these boxes of seeds so I can find my other Lisianthus. All right, you guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.